She ready, we speak with the glow. Planting big seeds now, watch how we grow. From the mic to your soul, we changing the room. Bestie power poppin', she ready to bloom.
Welcome to another episode of She Ready to Bloom. Today we're talking about soft life, hard faith, thriving in the tension. We all know that right now we're in a season of this soft girl era, right? But again, the soft girl really means survival mode. I think sometimes that we get it, there's a big misunderstanding of what soft life is and survival mode. When people talk about soft life, the reality is we're soft all the time and we've been soft for a long time. It's just society makes us realize or points out the sides of us that we've buried. And now we're saying, oh, well, now I've been in survival mode. I've never been soft, but you really been soft the whole time. Transitioning from soft does not necessarily mean strength. And I think that's what we have to redefine what the myth is between the two, right? So again, part of it is I'm strong. I'm living in this strong woman era. But again, do we need to be strong? Do we need to be soft? How do we balance that in the middle? And also learning how to do that on a faith-based journey. One thing I can tell you in my journey in the military, for the 24 years that I served, I hands down was a strong soldier, strong girl era. And you will see that in this new book that I'm writing that's coming out in June, that I talk about it in my book, which is called The 3 M's, Military, Marriage, and Ministry. The very first segment of the book, the first 3 chapters, is truly dedicated to being a strong woman and the highs and lows of what I learned on that journey. Because the reality is I didn't necessarily need to be strong. I needed to know that it was okay and safe to be able to sit some things down. And so over my course of my journey, I had to learn that I had to redefine what I thought and what I knew strength to be, what strong meant to me. So in the times when I was living this soft girl era life, or I am embracing this soft girl era, I was really doing it, but I was just doing it the wrong way. And as we think about it from a spiritual journey, that faith is everything at the end of the day, whatever it is that you choose to believe in, right? Everybody know I'm always dropping a church, I'm going to drop your church plug. That's just what I do because that's who I am. But in reality, whatever that is for you is truly what helps you drive. It helps you show up every day, get up, do it all over again, day in and day out. So as we continue to navigate this through healing on this journey, what are some of our life responsibilities, not only to everybody else, but to ourselves in this journey? One of the things I often tell people is you have to put you back in the equation. So in being soft, how do I be soft to myself first? How do I give myself grace? How do I show up for myself on my hard days? How do I say no instead of saying yes all the time? I often tell people the people that can handle your yes should also be the same people that handle your no. And if you see that their response isn't the same, then it's up to us as individuals to determine where those people fit at in our life. So making sure that we hold fast not only to our faith, but to the things that we stand on, not feeling like we need to lay them down because we're striving to be this soft girl era concept. Because even in my softness, in my gentle place, I can still show up hard in my faith, because the things that I've experienced in my life have definitely been tested, tried, and proven that my faith has always gotten me through all the different aspects of life and on this journey. The boundaries that I had to form along that helped me to be able to practice self-respect, understanding that, hey, I respect myself enough to say no. I respect myself to tell other people no. And even when I tell other people no, it's not a form of rejection or turning them down. It's just, I don't have the capacity today for that. So I need to be able to stand softly on my heart faith and make sure I continue to thrive in this season and the uncertain times of our lives. So again, I want to make sure that we're encouraging not only ourselves or each other to know that there are going to be times when you don't have to be so hard on yourself, let alone hard on others. If we learn to give ourselves the grace that we deserve and that we desire most of the time, then it's easier for us to give it to other people. I often tell people, if we look back and we go through the course of our journey and we look at all the times we gave grace when we shouldn't have, to the people we should not have, you won't find yourself anywhere on that checklist or on that journey. So why do we continue to feel like we need to be strong in the wrong areas of our lives that has now birthed this whole new soft girl era concept? But in actuality, if we're truly standing strong on those things that we believe in, then we'll be able to do that wholeheartedly. So I will say that there was moments in my personal life I had to consider my soft life moment, right? How hard it was for me to choose my peace, because that's one of the biggest things that you hear about is, like our peace that everybody is striving for, this place of peace. And so there were times like one specific incident I will use, and I tend to refer to that a lot only because it's been one of the most hard and challenging moments in my life, was that, in the last 2 years, losing some major pillars in my life, transitioning from a military career of 24 years of all I've known and walking into a season of unknown, not only unknown of what I'm going to do next, but with the people that were closest to me that God saw fit to remove because of their transition. And so for me, that soft life is giving myself grace, embracing that I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to have them. Call me tomorrow. I may look, whatever that is that I needed in those moments, I had to give that to myself and choosing my peace, because everyone expected Kamika to know. Everybody expected Mika to show up. Oh, by the way, my family calls me Mika. But everybody expected Mika to always show up, deliver, like not miss a beat. But then I had to understand that today I had to choose my peace. I had to choose and know that it was okay to say no today, because my answer was always yes. And I often tell people, it's not that I guess my mom was that plug, right? We always have that person that can call us that would immediately change our no to a yes. And everybody knew if I want to get Mika on my side or Kamika on my side, I just got to pick up the phone and get her mom on my side. And that, I would tell you guys, that worked 110 times because that was just the one person I could never say no to. But then in her transition, I had to realize that I'm not her. I'm not responsible for being who she was to not only to my family, but to me. I had to be okay with understanding that, hey, I have to find a new way. So in my soft life, choosing my peace, I was able to truly develop and turn into the person that I needed God to show me who I was. And one of the scriptures that helped me do that was Matthew 11 and 28 through 30. It says, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and he will give us rest." And I had to truly allow Matthew 11 to really be that place for me, the place that would allow me to rest, knowing that I could truly lay all of my burdens there and be okay with staying there as long as I needed to do, and as long as I needed to be in whatever capacity I needed to be there, and whatever that looked like, and not feel like I owe someone an answer. In this call to soft girl era, while we're practicing and standing hard on our faith, we have to thrive in knowing that everybody isn't going to understand. Everybody is going to see it and have an opinion, and that's okay. But your truth, your reality, what you walk in, what you believe in, ultimately is all that really matters. And so when you can find yourself in that space and truly fight for that peace that you so deserve, then you'll see yourself being able to get stronger and wiser, and your strength now will be it just will look different. It'll be softer because now you've allowed yourself to accept internally what hard means for you, and know that it comes without an explanation. I often tell people faith is not passive, it's peaceful and it's powerful. So, and everybody know I do things in threes. So that would be your 3-point nugget today. Faith is not passive, but it's peaceful and it's powerful. And so that's why I stand so strong on my faith. That's why I can continue to flourish and mount up and do the great things that I am currently doing in this season of my life. If you've listened to any other of the episodes prior to now, you'll hear me talk about how I'm finally in a season of my life where I can truly say not only am I happy, but I'm experiencing the fullness of joy. And I'm able to do that because my faith is not passive. I've allowed it to give me the peace and the power that I need to be able to be successful as I continue on this journey to be the best version of me. And that's what She Ready to Bloom is about. Taking all of you, on a journey to be able to say, hey, my faith is going to be stirred, it's going to be tested and tried, but I'm going to stand hard on it, because I know when I stand on it, it's not going to be passive, but it's going to generate the peace and the power that I need in order to be successful, to accomplish that in which I'm trying to do. So I definitely want to encourage all of you to identify one area in your life right now that has been, or that can be softened this week, right? One thing you want to focus on and say, hey, this week I'm going to focus solely on being able to say no when I want to say yes. And it could be something as simple as that, or it could be like, hey, I'm going to take an hour every day, do what I want to do, even if it's sit and do nothing. I'm going to do that because it's going to teach me to be soft and putting me first in my time of reset, reviving, refueling. Whatever you need to do in that hour, you do that, and you do that for you. So again, I just want to re-encourage you today that it's okay to just not know, to be soft, to pull back, reset, and allow your faith to be the peace and the power that you need to propel yourself forward. Again, thank you for listening for this segment. If I had to give you a hashtag today, it would be hashtag soft life faith edition, because in the end, that's what wins. We don't have to always be softened, but we can stand hard on our faith, because it's going to produce that in which we need it to do. So again, thank you for listening. Continue to like, follow, and share. And don't forget to bloom.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Now this is a story, come close, make room, about two boss babes who ready to bloom. One from the boot, that's Louisiana pride. Army boots lace, got that strength worldwide.